right. So good morning, everybody, and welcome to our weekly show. Let's chit chat with Naraindat. We are here with our special guest, Azjad. Thank you so much, Azjad, for taking the time to come into our weekly show. You came all the way from Milton. I'm sure you have lots to share. But again, thank you for taking the time to come here. We have, listeners and viewers listening and watching, us all over the place. We have had great feedback, regarding the show and so on. So, a very warm welcome to you. How are you doing today, sir?
Thank you very much, Glenn.
You may have to speak up in here just to make sure.
Thank you very much for having me here. So I'm so grateful for you.
All right.
Yeah.
So why don't you take a minute or so to kind of introduce yourself? Speak in this here just to make sure people can hear you. Introduce yourself to our viewers, letting them know who you are and all of that.
So,
Speak in here.
My name is Asjad Hussain. So I came from Pakistan in 2001. So
Hold on. It looks like, hold on, let me see. I'm not sure. Okay, go ahead.
So my name is Asjad Hussain and I came to Canada from Pakistan in 2001. So I'm by profession electrical engineer. So when
Speak in here.
yeah, I'm by profession electrical engineer. So when I came to Canada, I saw so many things because people were so much isolated and said they were so distracted and so many things were going on there. So I was thinking, why not we should make them together like these kinds of things. So then after that, I just same community, same country people, they are not talking to each other, so stressed, so like this. So at that time, I decided to form some non-profit organization to make them together. So in the non-profit organization named Amal Foundation Canada, it was formed in 2003. So what we do, we just arrange the parties and families get together and we invite the government people and they came over. So finally it was happened almost 300-400 families were together. It was blessing from God, I would say, like this kind of thing. And because they were so much isolated, especially senior people, nobody was talking to them and I just felt very bad at that.
Mhm.
I said, why it is like even I know it was hard when they came to Canada and
Of
it's very
course, yeah.
hard and very professional
Mhm.
people, doctor, engineer,
Mhm.
they have to go for small jobs. They were so depressed for these kind of things. And that organization make them together.
Wow.
And so, and when I naturally you have to take first step
Mhm.
everywhere. So when I take first step now, families are together, we arrange the parties, and so much isolation gone away now.
Mhm.
So till now, almost you can say like 700 families are together.
Oh, wow.
We are every month we have parties somewhere, we have family together, and we have chit chat. Now the kids are growing up and they are learning a lot from us. It's not like a isolated. The community involve each other.
Mhm.
That's the best thing what we are doing, and I'm so happy for this thing.
And how many years have you been doing this now? It seems like it's been quite a few years now.
Yeah, almost you can say 19 years.
Oh, wow.
The same thing.
So 19 years of bringing people together, 19 years of, building strong communities, all of that.
Yes.
You brought up a very interesting piece. And this is a conversation that always comes up and so on. Obviously, particularly here in Canada, we have lots of immigrants, coming in the country from different part of the world. And it is different viewing Canada from outside of the country
For sure.
and viewing it as you see it, living in Canada. And obviously, there are lots of different barriers. You mentioned about people coming into this country with lots of skills and doctors and lawyers and so on.
Yeah.
And the first phase is a little bit of a shock,
Yes.
obviously, because it can take some time for people to kind of get into their ideal role or their dream job and so on. And so organization like yours, like the Amal Foundation, it makes a big difference because it is no question that people can get lost easily,
Yeah.
right? Because this is a different world, the culture is different, all of that. But an organization like this, so how many people do you have participating? Are many people are members actually in this organization?
And, around you can say 900 members are with us.
You're kidding me?
Yes, I'm saying
900 members, eh?
Because what I tell you one
Oh,
thing.
wow.
When the people come to Canada, and believe it or not, they're so much isolated.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody is busy on their way.
Mm-hmm.
What we will do when the people come over, because it's a social interaction, we provide the social interaction,
Mm-hmm.
and they should come
Speaking
over,
of,
we
yeah.
talk to them, what we can do for them, because whenever they come over, they don't know where they have to go,
Mm-hmm.
or they can go to the university for the education
Mhm.
or something like that. And say if we don't say them, they suffer a lot.
Mhm.
They learn after many, many years. Why not we just catch them and teach them this is the way where you have to go, this is the right direction. Because every day we are learning, it's a new country.
Oh
For
yes.
them, it's a
Mm-hmm.
new country.
Mm-hmm.
So, and people are not talking to each other. That's a big
Mhm.
disaster for the community.
Mhm.
Now we just involve the people,
Mhm.
and they are very much happy. They are
Oh,
very
wow.
good. I don't understand even. I don't want to say
Mhm.
anything bad,
Mhm.
but I would say they should have the social interaction.
Oh,
We
yeah.
should make the people bank. That's very, very important for the prosperity of humanity. We should add the values. And I love everyone. I love everyone. I love to do all the time. Believe me, man, if somebody call me at midnight at 2 o'clock for help, I have to be there. I
Very
will not
good.
say I will not make any drama like
Mhm.
actor. I'm busy. No, no, no.
Mhm.
I have to be there to help them.
Mhm.
And I'm very, people believe on these things, and they
Mhm.
know me. They call me, I will be there. And my other fans, others who are working member, they are the same like me.
Good.
Yeah.
And no, and I think that's how it should be. And keep in mind, there are a lot of community-oriented people out there,
Yeah.
and we are all different and so on. I'm trying to adjust to this camera here because usually we have one camera on this side, and so on. But the people who are watching, and that's one of the reasons why we do our annual Caribbean Dreams concert,
Yeah.
because it's a form of social interaction where people come out from the home. It gives people, it gives people that opportunity. You've attended our event in the past, so you know what we do, and that's the whole purpose. And our event, it's not a fundraising event. It's an event, that really gives people the opportunity to kind of showcase their talent,
Yeah.
coming out from home, mix and mingle, and all of that. Opportunities they probably would have not gotten, if it wasn't for this event. So I kind of totally get what you're saying. So I mean, any organization, whether that be big or small, nonprofit or corporation, there's money involved. There has to be, money coming in from somewhere to at least offset a little bit of a cost, little things here and there. So how are things going for you that way? Like, are you doing sort of fundraising, annual fundraising, or people contributing? How does it work for you?
I will say
Mhm.
to what happened when I start this organization, and because I know people were little, it's a new thing, everything new. I spent all money from my pocket.
Oh yeah.
And because
I can
was
relate to
booking-
that.
Believe me, I was booking big halls and everything, and I don't like to take money
Mhm.
from anywhere.
Mhm.
I feel bad like
Mhm.
this, and people think maybe
Mhm.
why I'm taking.
Mhm.
So in the beginning, which I spent all the money from
Yeah.
my pocket.
Yeah.
And
It's always like that, by the
Yeah,
way, for
because
those of you who don't know.
you have to sacrifice
Yeah.
so many things.
Yeah.
If you have good heart,
Mhm.
you want the people should be together,
Mhm.
and there should be social interaction. And believe me,
Mhm.
because if you have the people bank, you can solve million problems like
Mhm.
this. And I don't know why some people are very educated. And I don't want to stigmatize anyone,
Mhm.
but I don't know why they are reading so many books when they don't want to talk to each other.
Mhm.
And sometimes happening like this, if somebody's in trouble and they are just making video or picture like this, they are not helping them. I just want we should help everyone,
Mhm.
and God bless for these kind of things. I believe on these kind of
Mhm. Mhm.
and I'm going through all the things, and God bless for me, for my members and everyone. And they are very much, especially all the time we are laughing for something.
Mhm.
We're happy for this. Because if your heart is good,
Mhm.
you're doing something good for the prosperity of humanity, you feel inside so much excitement. I believe on this.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
And I can relate to that. I mean, and I think that's one of the reasons why we do this show. I want to come
Yeah.
back to that show and all the different pieces we do. Because it's a lot of work, obviously. When you do gathering, whether that be at the park or the kind of what we do and so on.
Yeah.
But you brought up a good point. You that feeling that you get inside,
That's the most
like no money can pay for that excitement. Like
That's-
it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
that excitement.
Yeah.
That it's a different kind of feeling that you really cannot buy. You like there's no money value to those pieces, and that's what we get out of it. And I think that's one of the reasons why, like we continue in yourself,
Yeah.
obviously, continue to do those kinds of pieces, because it's not about the money. I mean, I have people who refuse to be part on our show,
Yeah,
The Caribbean
yeah.
Dreams, when they realize
Yeah.
that we really can offer them what they were hoping for, and so on, because not everybody has that kind of community value, and that's okay too.
Yeah.
But I totally get what you're saying, that those days, though we put lots of, for example, on the day of an event,
Yeah.
you put more energy, like physical energy, but it does not even matter.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah.
feel any pain. You
Yes.
don't drink. You don't.
Yes.
I don't even eat anything when I
Yes,
do these
yeah.
shows. Like, I make sure that everybody's okay and so on, and I don't eat anything.
Right.
But it doesn't even bother you,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that excitement, everything. Yeah. So you brought up a very good point. So I know you have lots more to share. You're a businessman as well too.
Yeah.
You've been in politics as well too.
Yeah,
I'm a politician
Like-
myself
like
too.
now-
So we will talk about politics.
Because everybody's a doctor, you must be in politics too,
Mhm.
because you have to add the values. You should have the leadership quality.
Mhm.
You have to run the show. And I
Mhm.
don't know why people just. I don't want to say anything, but people should come out.
Oh, yeah.
Have the values. Like I give you one thing. When I moved from Toronto to Oakville, and the people were not talking to each other, and I said, why? It's like there's a 44, something close my house and like this. I said, why? Because you have to take the first step, believe me. So what I did, I just started to share food and talking to them and this and this. I just arranged some pizza parties and this kind of thing. And believe me, I make them one.
Mhm.
And they were 44 years. And when I was moving from Oakville, because I said, if anybody need me, my family, all are ready to go, because one of my daughters is dietitian, and all are professional. So they are all the time ready to help, free for everyone. So when I was moving from Oakville to Milton, and I'm saying very to some people were crying.
Mhm.
I said in Canada nobody cry for nobody, but I was so happy for this.
That's-
because I
mhm.
did something for them.
Of course, and that's because you have made an impact in that community and to those people, for sure. Fantastic. So obviously, the two of us, we have so much to share. We have met on so many different occasions. You're working in so many different things, and the one thing I like about you is that despite the fact that you're a busy person, you're a business owner, you have big family and all of that, you always make the time to support local initiative. Because when we do our event here locally in Kitchener, you are here, you came all the way from Milton, you brought people here. When I ran for election, you were at all of the debates supporting,
Very well.
even local people weren't there.
Yeah, very welcome. Thank you.
You know,
That's so
which I
nice.
appreciate.
I know, because I know the best
Yeah.
person, and I know how you helping the people. I know you about you too. Whenever you need, we are always with you.
And I appreciate that for
Yeah,
sure, because
yeah.
when we do these things, whether that be on a small scale or big scale, you need that helping hand,
Yes.
and so it's important to have people with the same kind of mindset.
Yeah.
So we are going to take a quick break, but before we do that, I would definitely want to acknowledge a few people who are listening and watching us right now. And for those of you who are taking the time to give us your feedback, send us the email. We appreciate that. You're listening to Let's Chit Chat with Narayan Dat on 102.7 CKMS FM. And obviously we are with our special guest, Azjad Hussain, the founder of the Amal Foundation. The foundation has done some amazing work. And that's one of the reasons why you're here, to talk about that and to really encourage people to be part of something where they can make life meaningful, where they can really strengthen our community, all of that. But before, we are going to go for a quick break, but I quickly like to say hello to Caroline. Thank you so much for taking a sneak peek to see what we do here. My good friend Joe Jaglal, all the way from Toronto, a real estate fella. He always, in his way, last time when we did our show, he surprised us and he just came to the show because he does all of these types of things too. So he knows that it is important to show the support. And last year was a tough year for us to pull off because of the election thing,
Yeah,
right? But we did it. Like many people would have not even done it, right? But we still tried to separate the two, and we did it. It was extremely difficult. This year it will be a little bit different. We also like to say a special hello to Margaret. Thank you, Margaret, for taking the time to give us your sneak peek here. We appreciate that. For the people who are yes, Jagla, and he gave us that. So we are gonna in our next segment we will make sure that they're giving us feedback that the mic is a bit low. So when you speak, you just have to speak in it.
Oh,
That's us. So we want to make sure that they can hear us, and it's not a bad feedback. They want to make sure they hear you because you have lots to share.
Okay.
But anyways, you're listening to Let's Chit Chat with Narayan. We're going to take a quick break. And during the break, you're going to hear some First Nation instrumental music. And that's our way to acknowledge the fact that we are on the land of the First Nation. You're listening to Let's Chit Chat with Narayan on 102.7 CKMS FM. And we'll be right back. All right. So for those of you who happen to tune into us a few minutes ago or so, you're listening to Let's Chit Chat with Narayan. This is a new show we started late last year because we've had a lot of requests to do interviews and all of that on our Caribbean Spice radio show. And so we just thought we should separate and keep it simple and kind of keep it because it's only a 1 hour show, and so when we bring guests and so on, it kind of takes away from that musical piece, and it gives us that opportunity to kind of really get to know people more. And because if it wasn't for the show, many people would have not known the kind of work you've done in the community, and it is our hope that people will be inspired in whatever little way. Because I always believe that once you utilize your own kind of resources to maximize your own potential, then that's all that matters. You don't have to have millions of dollars to get started in life and all of that, and because I always believe in that contentment thing too. But anyways, to come back to you regarding the organization, you've done some specific work, and the organization has done some specific work with seniors. So why not take the opportunity to share some of that with us?
For sure, because I was very much concerned with the senior.
Okay, so you want to speak a little bit louder in there.
We
Yeah?
are always all kind of people, all kind of community we are involved in. Especially, I'm very much concerned with the senior, because believe me, they are very, very much isolated. They're very much isolated, and
Speak a bit louder.
they
if you can.
need some
Yeah,
people
there you
to
go.
come over to talk
Yeah,
to
go.
them. And there's so many stories going on, because once a week I have to be with them. So they just want the people to come over, they chit chat with them, they feel little excitement. They are very, very, very professional people, and they are just ignored. They are just neglected for what I don't know. So I will share one story, because because some people, one family, and he was so old and sick, and the young kid, they left them alone. And they called me. His wife called me, and this issue, and I said, I'm just getting to you. Don't worry about that. So, and they were so isolated, so sick, and so depressed, because the kid left them when they were old. And then we used to engage in the parties, and this and this and this. And whenever they need, I'm always be there, because they have so many things. They have to go for the pension things and health issue, this issue, that. At least once a week, when you are going there, you are chit chatting with them. They feel, sometimes you make them happy with the words. Sometimes you have to go
Yeah.
physically there, and because people are, when they have the empty brain, you think a lot of negative things. And when you make the people busy, they are not thinking stupid things, and they feel somebody's behind them. They can come anytime. They can help them. That's what I want, because sometimes you say just a good word to someone. What's wrong? And sometimes you physically help them, and you add the value with the youth, with the old people, everywhere. Because if you have the good heart, you want to penetrate everywhere, you want to help the people, then you feel yourself by yourself, you're giving yourself treatment,
For sure,
helping the people and getting treatment.
Oh yes.
Yes, because
Correct.
that's why, believe me, when I came to Canada, when I was traveling in the subway, everybody was just very quiet and very sad. And one of my friends, he was sitting with me, and I was laughing and smiling as I was back home. And he said, "Oh, after some time you will be same, like the people are just, because so much." I said, "Never. When you have good heart, you know how to add the values, and blessing comes somewhere for you." It's my life experience. I'm telling you very
Good,
true.
good.
If you have good heart, you get back something good.
Oh, for sure.
Believe me, that's why I'm relaxed, I'm happy, and family is good. So that's my thing like this. Yeah.
For sure. You brought up a good point that I would like to reflect on a little bit.
Yeah.
When people look at a big picture, we cannot always want in life, because many of us, we are in a fortunate position where we have all the basic things that we need in life, and house and cars and
Yeah.
family and all of that. But not everybody's fortunate to have that, those pieces, and so sometimes we don't realize all of that. And keep in mind too, somewhere along the line, somebody helped us to get to where we are at,
Yeah.
right? Because at least for me, obviously we put out the effort and so on, but there are people who kind of make things work for us, and now we are in a position where we can help and give back and so on.
Yeah.
And so we all need that. And I can assure you exactly what you mentioned. The more you give, I always believe this, the more you give, the more you will get. But we should never, having said that though, we should never give with expectation to get back anything.
Yeah.
You give lovingly, and and you give from the heart. You give because sometimes people get confused. I have to share this story with you. People, I have received many emails from people in Sinarain, and educated people. I'm talking about, what is it that you're doing to receive all of these honors and awards and so on, right? But one of the things I don't do is that I don't post the stuff that I'm doing.
Yeah.
So they are missing a big point. Like, I don't post anything that I'm doing. If I do any good deed anywhere, I'm not taking out a picture and post it on Facebook and say, this is what I've done.
Yeah.
Right? I don't do that, right?
Yeah.
But those awards and so on represent some unique work that I've done.
Yeah.
But and I put it there for motivation, to motivate people and all that. And sometimes people will tag me on and so on. But I've never done that because I wouldn't have room to kind of Facebook going to put a stop to it, But so they intend they when people give, and I mean, because you can see that there are people out there, people are doing so much, and like you're thinking, even people are running like all like running the mosque and all the Hindu temples and all of that. Like people are doing wholeheartedly, like they're spending time, time away from family. They're doing it with a kindness. So when you give, and when you were speaking just now, I can just hear and feel how excited you sung because this is what you do. And I mean, from the time I've known you, you've always been that kind of person, and I think that's one of the reasons why we are able to connect, in so many different ways. So we appreciate that you share that. So believe it or not, we are halfway through the show. So when we come back, I want to ask you about your. You will have the opportunity to share some more things about the organization and so on. But I want to ask you about your experience here in Canada in terms of getting into the workforce, all of that, because you're a businessman as well too. And so maybe if you share a little bit of that, so maybe people can be inspired, because there's always a way, around things to kind of, do things that you're passionate about. And you are very educated man yourself, but you've made a little bit of a change, and you're a business owner now. And it's not easy to run a business too, because you're always all over the place and all of that. Even sometimes you're even out of the area, but you still manage to respond to me and so on, just to kind of make things work. But if you share a little bit of that, of your experience, will be great, because as you know, I'm a job developer, so I work with with job seekers, whether that be newcomers, recent graduate, all of that. We really try to help people move forward with their life, and so they can maximize their own potential. So if you share some of that with us, I know some of it. When we come back, we'll take a quick musical break. And as I mentioned earlier, our musical break on our show, Let's Chit Chat with Narayan. It is music, instrumental music done by the First Nations group, because it is our way to acknowledge that we are on their land here. That's a whole different topic and an ongoing issue and so on. But unfairness, happened in the past. People not having the right to vote and land being taken away from them as well. So we don't want things that, as a person with social work background, I don't want to forget that the fact that those are important pieces, because people tend to forget the important pieces. So this is our way to acknowledge all of that. And so we are going to take a quick musical break, and we're going to be right back. It's a pleasure to have you with us here.
Thank you so
all
much.
right. No problem. All right. So we are back. For those of you who have just tuned in, you're listening to our weekly talk show. Let's chit chat with Narayan Dat. We are live, by the way, every Wednesday with our new talk show, starting from 10 a.m. up until 11 a.m. Every Wednesday, we're here live. We're here with our special guest, Azjad Hussain, a good friend of mine, a businessman, educated, person. He founded the Amal Foundation, has done some amazing work. And so he shared all of that with us. And obviously, for those of you who missed it, you can actually look back at the video at the end. So that's not an issue. But one thing I'd like to ask you, I'm very much passionate about, anything to do with career counseling, employment, and all of that, because that's my area of expertise. Or one of my areas of expertise, I guess it's right. So why don't you share a little bit about your transition to Canada in terms of finding work, and why is it that you get into the business? You're a business owner, you have people working for you. You're the owner of Quick Response. So why don't you share a little bit of that?
So, because when I was back home, I was working as a director there. Because I
Speak a little bit louder.
I'm an electrical engineer. So when I came to Canada, it's a start. It's very, very hard. You don't know where you have to go, what you have to do. So I start from the small jobs and like this. When I came to in politics, I was a candidate from Oakville. I lost election, and before I decided I have to start my own business whatsoever. So I start my business from Mississauga, and I just formed the company. It's a security company, so it's for the security guard, and we are also providing the security training too. So now we have 5 offices everywhere.
Oh wow!
So many people are working with us, and there so many. Maybe you can say maybe 900 or more than 900. They got the training from us, and they are working everywhere because people come from the other country. The best of the best job, I would say, the security job, because you just sit alone. If you are a student, you can study there. If you can promote yourself, not like working in a Walmart or the other, all the time heavy stuff and like these kind of things. This is a very, very good opportunity for this thing. So now business is going very well. I'm all over. I'm very busy for these kind of things, and you guys are also helping us, providing us the people for job and like these kind of things. Because one thing I experienced, one thing I will let them everybody know, because everybody has to start their own business. And some people say, oh, I don't have money and this, and there are ways. When you must have the big goal. It's not a small goal, the one step goal. No, you must have the big goal, and your mind will work like this. When you have the big goal, you will start working like this. And when I start, and then never listen to people. They will say, no, never listen to people. They don't want you to progress in anywhere.
That's right. You can always listen to everybody. I'm not cutting you. I just want to add to it. You don't necessarily have to always listen to everything what people are saying, but it's nice to have their feedback and so on. You brought up an extremely good point. Whatever goals and dreams people have in life, they have to follow their own heart, because nobody will know your passion. Nobody will know my passion. I myself, I took a few, risks in between, and I've been successful in the things I've done. But you always have to follow that heart. So you continue on. I just thought I mentioned that because that was a good point.
Because in Canada there are so many opportunities.
Lots of opportunities.
You have the social interaction. You have the people bank. You learn a lot every day. Because I always believe on one thing: you should be your own boss. Why you should work for somebody to make the people rich? Why not you start your own?
I like that actually.
Believe me, I'm saying very clear. When I start after election, spend money from my pocket, and I was just like this. How I will see because I already made my mind. I take the initiative, and people say, oh no, like this, like that. I said I don't want to listen to anyone. I decided. I started. Now you can see everything is going very good. I'm running very good business. I'm all over there. Because sometimes whenever you are in a politics, wherever you go, believe or not believe, people will say, oh no, listen, you're right, you should listen. But when you made your mind, go ahead. I believe on this thing. Because there's so many million examples out there. Because whenever even you are going somewhere, people will say, don't go. If you are not going somewhere, why not you go there? And I don't know, because if you made your mind and just go ahead and start your thing. Whenever you made your mind, believe me, some forces come to you. Believe me, some forces come to you that motivate you, and you start. And one most important thing I will say, if anybody they are just every day after prayer or whatever like this, they should start. They should must listen motivational speaker. They are very very good. It's like energy for you, because sometimes you cannot read so many books. You get very very energetic words from them, and you just make yourself like this. We need education where whatever the age is, whatever the age is, you need every day motivational. Because sometimes I was reading, they just surveyed some people. They were sick, and they said 90% was sick because of depression. They were not talking to each other. They were not sick physically, but they make themselves sick. Like, can you imagine?
I know, yeah.
Because whenever you're talking to them, as you know, you're a very good person. You are all the time laughing, smiling, and that you give energy to other people too. So why not? And some people just like an actor making face like, well, what? We are human. We are social animal. We are not the animal. We are the social animal. Social animal means must have the interaction. That's very very important. Everybody must have one mentor where you can share issue.
Correct. Yeah.
Not keep everything inside. Whenever you have mentor, but maybe mentor in a thousand, there will be one person. When you share your thing, you get. For example, you are going somewhere. You're looking something for maybe glass or something. You are moving around everywhere. You don't find the glass. Why not you ask someone where's the glass, and you can solve the issue in a second.
That's right.
So
a very key point you brought up there. Everybody should have a mentor.
Yes, mentor.
Because when you have a mentor, keep in mind nobody knows everything. Nobody. I don't know everything. I'm learning. That's one reason. I always do this here and there, but nobody knows everything. So having a mentor, exactly what you said, you are actually sharing even your thoughts. It could be you have ideas to even do things, but you have nobody else to share it with, to motivate you, to kind of really take it to the next step. So having a mentor to kind of guide you through, sometimes we need to swallow our pride too, because if we don't have a mentor, what we are saying is that we know it all. We think, we don't need a mentor. We don't, we need a mentor to kind of really help us grow, right? And so you grow that way, and then also we ourselves become mentors where we help other people grow as well too. I mean, I'm mentoring people and so on, so I'm kind of helping them moving forward, with their life and their goals and so on. But keep in mind too, there's nothing wrong with self-motivation as well too, because at the end of the day, you have to have self-motivation to do things and act. All of us have ideas, all of us, have dreams and goals and so on, but we have to have that motivation to kind of move forward with it and have that excitement with it and all that.
Because everybody have different experiences. Why not we learn from them? So that makes your life very easy. Why not? So because I believe on one thing, you at least 4 or 5 things are very very important if you want to progress in your life. One is you must get up early in the morning. And second, we must have the books. Books make you leader. Books make you how you can deal with the people, how you can survive good life. Always be in touch with the books. That's very very. And we should sleep on a proper time, because in some communities, some culture, they don't want to sleep. And
I know, like there's an old saying. I have some New York people watching, like New York City, they never sleep there, but that's more of a joke.
And also one thing, and also we have 5 best people in our life, because the best people mean who progress in their life in a very good way. If for some people go like our people, down people, they try to be hero. They're hero for the time being, but they don't know if they go with the good people, they progress in their life, they learn a lot. At that time, they feel they are nothing. They have to go forward. They have to move forward. They have to go for progress. And the very, very most important thing, we must have a bigger goal in our life. I don't believe on ground reality and these kind of things. You have your own brain. You should progress. You should set the goal and move forward, and God help for these kind of
For sure. You set your own goals, And because keep in mind, we all have different different goals. Speaking of goals, we
Yeah,
have different
yeah.
goals. We all have different potential,
Yeah.
and so that is okay. So and to add to that, one of the things I always encourage people to is that we should never compare ourselves with other people, because the skills, my skill set will be different than yours will be different than mine. So I shouldn't try to be like you, or you shouldn't try to be like me. Kind of maximize our kind of own potential there.
You pointed
Uh,
something very good. I'm sorry to interrupt you again and again, because God made everybody different. There's a two birth. One is you come to the world, and the second is when you know what you are.
That's right.
Because some people just by birth they're leader. Some people are scientists. Because you have to study yourself.
Yeah.
Don't follow the people, and because how you can understand what you are. Where you take some people just like to be artists, they just make painting. It means if you are not tired with the painting, it means it's your passion. Profession and passion is same. You progress in your life, because believe me, people study medical, people study engineering, but their profession is something different. They never know. So I think we should find out where we should go.
Oh yes, and so finding your passion is key.
Yeah.
You really have to dig deep into your own self to find out who you are as a
Oh,
person.
that's most
You
important.
always
That's
have
most
to
important.
dig deep, really extremely deep, and then and because only you will know who you are and what is it that you want to do and the things that you're excited about, and you find a way to make it work. I very recently I was talking to an artist actually living in the States, who will be performing at our Caribbean Dreams concert. By the way, he's coming from Texas, the kitchen here to perform. And he brought up something very interesting. I hope he doesn't mind me sharing. He said to me, Narayan, that he is actually removing himself from this corporate world,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And he's really focusing on his own self, on the
Yeah.
stuff that has meaning to him. And when he was speaking with passion, and about the things that important to him, and things that matter to him, and
Yeah.
on all of these types of things. And so I'm glad that he found his passion.
Yeah,
So
that's most
so you have
important.
to find your passion, the thing that works for you. We're going to go for another quick break, but I want to acknowledge the fact that Mittal is watching us right now. Thank you so much, sir, for taking the time to tune into us. That's one of the reasons why I do the show. I would like to give a special hello as well to Pandit Tilak, listening all the way from United States. We recognize as well that you are also doing some amazing work with your team, and with the profession that you do. So we encourage you to continue the same kind of work. In whatever little way people do things, it's never a bad thing. I always
Yeah.
encourage people, that and I said it, and in fact, and this was even before I enter, any kind of political race. I always believe that we don't have to be in any kind of political position to make a difference, or make an impact in the community, right?
Yeah.
Because in fact, one lady, she said to me, she was a guest here. She said to me, Narayan, why is it that you want to get into politics that you can do more as a regular citizen than being in politics? Because obviously, if you're in politics, there are guidelines to follow, and you kind of sometimes people change, but some people do represent the people well, which I intend to do, right? If I was to kind of get back into that path, and so on. So we're going to take a quick break, and we appreciate all the comments, all the feedback. And we appreciate the fact that you took the time to be here, but we still have our last segment left here. So when we come back, I want to ask you about to tell me something that you are very much grateful for. There's so many things. We can look at life different ways. We can look at this bottle, for example, and to see, and we can say, what, the bottle is half full or the bottle is half empty,
Yeah.
right? So what we try to do. We try to focus our energy as much as we can. We're not perfect people, but try to focus on the positive side on things. So when I come back, I want to ask you to share with us something that you're very much grateful for, having this opportunity to experience this human life.
Okay.
So for those of you who are watching, listening, you're listening to Let's Chit Chat with Narayan Dat on 102.7 CKMS FM. And same as the Caribbean Spice Radio Show, you can also listen to us on Rogers Digital Cable, for those of you who have the Rogers Digital Box, and of course, worldwide on the web, songfm.ca. We're going to take a quick musical break, and we'll be right back. All right. So we are back. For those of you who probably tune in halfway through, you're listening to our weekly talk show, Let's Chit Chat with Narayan Dat. Every week we have different guests. And so far, our guests, they've been very community-minded, oriented type of people, which really fit with my values as well, too. But, so this talk show is to really give opportunity to people to share some of the work. This is our way to kind of acknowledge things that people have done, and to share with people, because I believe in having these kinds of rich conversation. I mean, our radio show Caribbean Spice, it's branded, in its own way, and it's been a successful show. But it's a musical show, and we play all kind of different music, and it's mainly for entertainment purposes. And I do enjoy it, and that's one reason I do it. I've been doing it for 16 years now, right? When there was no online radio show and so on at those times. Now you have people have online radio show all place. We are actually at a radio station where people can listen to us, and we have people still listening to us on the radio, listening to us in the car and all of that. And I know things have changed, but this show here, I'm very excited about it because I'm passionate about it, because I get to speak to people like yourself. We've had some really great guests. If you want to be part of Let's Chit Chat with Narayan Dat, reach out to me, send me, inbox me, we'll make it happen. We don't have really much barrier for you to be a part of a guest here. There's no cost on your end or anything of that kind. Anything that's good for daytime television will be good for you to be part of here. We don't promote negativity and anything. So if that's the case, I probably wouldn't be a good fit. But if you have some good things to share, it's going to be just a perfect fit. But anyways, welcome back. So we try to put a positive spin to this to this show here. So despite the fact of all the negativities happening, in this war, we live in a different kind of world. We know it's fast paced. We know things are changing, and we have to keep up with everything. We know we all have had challenges as immigrants come into this country. In Canada, North America, moving, leaving, beautiful places, beautiful people. Home is home. I personally live most of my life here in Canada, and Canada is my home, but I was born and raised in Berbice, Guyana, for those of you who don't know. And Guyana, I will always, my story started in Guyana, but I have to say I'm a proud Canadian. So what is one thing that you're most grateful for, if you want to share that with us?
Yeah. So I would like to say that I'm lucky enough. I have in such a wonderful country.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's a million opportunities are here.
Mm-hmm.
So much peaceful
Mm-hmm.
and excellent place to live. Weather is good. Everything's so nice, because only you have to come out from your houses and be in touch with the people. You learn a lot. The government giving so many opportunities. Only we have to open eyes and come out. And the way, because you guys are helping a lot, people are getting jobs and they are relaxing, and food is good, people are good, peaceful, big country. And when now the weather is so nice, be in the, so you can go East Coast and you can enjoy, because it's a nice country to live. And I would say, me, my family, and especially when people come over from other country and their kids get free education. Can you imagine education and top class education? If they come over to Canada as an international student, they have paid a lot of money. So why not we should thankful to the to God and the country. And I'm so happy. And people, even you can see 70, 80 people, 80 year people are working because health is good.
Yeah.
It's not like you are getting pure food, pure everything. So I'm very much happy in Canada.
I'm so glad that you pinpoint only positivity with your few words there, because we can put different spin to things, and we at the end of the day, we can decide how we choose to spend our life. Focus on the small little things, or focus on look at the big picture and focus on the good things and so on. And obviously, being a Canadian myself, I know Guyanese. People might email me and say, "Narayan, you're Guyanese." Of course, I'm born Guyanese, but I spend most of my life in Canada. I adopt this in my adopted country now, right? But Guyana will always be, will be part when we visit Guyana. It's a different kind of feel, and we all know the beautiful feel. You can't take away that from us. We know that. But I'm talking about the day to day. way of us living here. We work here, we have career here and so on. But
Sure.
Canada is a beautiful place. I'm not getting paid from any government here to say this, but Canada is a beautiful place to live. It's a beautiful country, lots of opportunities. But you mentioned a key point. The opportunities, they wouldn't come to you just like that. So you cannot just come and all of a sudden things will come and things will appear. You have to kind of seek, and you have to kind of still have those mentor things to kind of lead you through, and kind of and especially when people are new. Let's say you're new to the country, you cannot expect, and a lot of people are making this mistake. You cannot expect to be in the same situation or position like somebody who's been here for 25 years or 30 years, right?
Yeah.
Those people already have a strong foundation. They probably
Yeah.
already graduate over here. Like me, I went back to high school. I came as a teenager here, by the way. So I graduated from high school.
Yeah.
I graduated from college, university, all that. So I built that foundation there, and it takes time. So we cannot come overnight. And
It takes
one
gradual
thing,
process. Yeah.
oh yes,
Compounding, right?
some sacrifice too.
Yeah.
So you cannot come and and within 2 months try to buy yourself a big house and
Yeah.
things of that kind. But if you follow along, take advice, listen to as many people as possible. Take advantage in a good way of all the opportunities that comes along the way. There are going to be lots of opportunities. There are going to be lots of stumbling blocks as well too. And never be disappointed with any stumbling block.
No.
I have failed.
No.
I can tell you right now. And one thing I like about you, you are so open. I have failed so many times in life, in different things that I've tried. Even with the election, there are different ways to look at it. Many people reach out to me and say, "Narayan, I'm sorry you didn't win." But what they didn't realize that I did not lose anything. I did not have a seat.
No, one thing I will tell you, because God give you opportunity. If you fail, you learn.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
If you fail,
Absolutely.
you learn. So one thing happen
Mhm.
like whenever you are leading, God give you opportunity to learn something.
Mhm.
And we are lucky enough, we got this kind of opportunity. We are losing and we are learning every day.
Oh, yes.
Like this country.
Always.
Never give up. Never ever.
Absolutely.
give. And don't believe on ground reality. I will say,
Mhm.
make your mind and move forward. When you move forward, all the forces come to you from God, and you just move forward like this. And
For sure.
Yeah.
You cannot give up, because I mean,
No.
as soon as you give up,
Never.
that's when you put everything on hold. And I mean, there are going to be times in life
Yeah.
when you will feel as if nothing is moving forward, everything is falling apart. And in my opinion, anyways, it's a way of us being tested.
Yeah.
We are tested, in so many different ways. And so I think once we believe in ourselves, we believe in what we're doing, and once we do things ethically as possible, things fall in place. But we have to go with a positive attitude, and also taking care of ourselves as well too.
That's
That's
really
important. Like feeding ourselves, the most appropriate thing. I grew up eating meat, but I've never been a big meat eater. But I have to say that it's been a few years now where I became a vegetarian. And that was by choice. And this has, as a person who believe in, and I know we believe in different religion, but have nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
But although technically Hindus, or people, should not be eating meat, I'm not doing it for that purpose. Really, I'm doing it because it's a choice of mine, because I want to challenge myself, and it was not an easy thing to do, because I enjoyed my KFC, my KFC Tuesdays and so on. I did enjoy it, but I actually make something, and I actually was encouraged by a Christian woman. And a Christian woman and a homeless person. Those were the two people who motivated me to become a vegetarian. I can tell you that for sure. And it goes to show that anybody can motivate people these days and stuff like that. And so far I'm experiencing different things that I probably have not gotten the chance to eat and so on. And things like that. But I just thought I'd share that piece with you. But listen, we are running out of time here now. So we would like to, on behalf of all of us here at our weekly talk show, Let's Chit Chat with Narayan, right? We would like to take this opportunity to thank you for coming to our radio show. We hope to have you back again, because there's so much more you have to share. But do join us again next week, and do join me on Sunday, to our regular Caribbean Spice radio show. Do check us out. We are on social media. I'm on social media. You know that. We hope that you are keeping June the 1st as well available for our Caribbean Dreams concert taking place at the Country Hills Community Center. It's a family-oriented event. We would love to have you there. it will be a great show. We'll be having a live band from Toronto. So until next time, on behalf of myself and our special guest, Jed, we would like to wish you a great today and even better tomorrow. So we'll see you soon.
Thank you very much. So nice of you having me here.